Hello again, everybody. This is Derek at ScreamingLittleAirsoft.com, and today I'm going to do a know-it-all video, a continuation of my M4 know-it-alls, where I'm going to discuss the removal of the rear sling mount and the front sling mount on an M4. Understanding how to remove it will also give you an understanding on how to replace them or reinstall them. Okay, so let's zoom in and I will show you how to take each of these off, and they're both very easy. Alright, I got you zoomed in on my M4. Now let's look at the rear sling mount. The rear sling mount is nothing but a simple screw mount. There is a Phillips head screw located right there, and all you need to do is take a Phillips head screwdriver and unscrew it. The screw actually screws into the metal plate of the lower sling mount. Taken off right there, super simple. Now I would replace the screw into the sling mount just so that you can keep them saved together, and then that way they're stored wherever you store them. You're going to have them together. Now the front sling mount is a little bit more difficult than that. Let's flip this over and look at the, well, where I got it? Okay, right there. Let's talk about this front sling mount. Some mounts you're going to see, they are going to be mounted directly to this pin right there. You're going to see, let me see, get something that I can point with. Okay, some slings mount, some sling mounts are mounted on this hole right there. Some are mounted on a side sling mount like this one is here. Okay, that way it just depends on the tactical use or need of where you're going to mount your sling. Now, in both cases, to remove the swivel from this pin here, you would just hammer the cotter pin that's in there completely out. Or when you're putting one in, you would just hammer the cotter pin back into place. But in this case, this swivel is actually mounted to a U-shaped bracket that goes over the barrel. It's under the gas block on the forward sight, and there is a swivel here that comes off. Now on the opposite side you have, okay, on this side you have the C clamp, and then on the other side you have, I'm going to do this with my fingers so you can kind of see. On this side you got a C clamp, and then on the other side you have just a block that is pinned in, and that's how it's mounted. Now I'm going to show you how to take it off. It's super easy. Okay, I don't know if you can see this, but I've already taken my, I use an Allen wrench, and I've poked these out, these pins, 1 and 2, I've poked them out from this side. Now I've pushed them in towards the handguard. There will be just enough room for me to finish pushing them out and taking them off. This, you might need to use a hammer to hammer your pins out. They are in there super tight. Okay, so it won't come off. Once you do that, there's a plate here, the retaining plate. Take that out. This is the plate that you can use either side, that holds this thing to the barrel. Then you flip it again and you pull this thing straight up and off. There you go, it was nice and tight. That is the front swivel sling mount. Now, off the barrel, it goes on just like that. And that's how it is held onto the barrel. And those are the two holes, one right there and one right there, that your retaining pins go into. And of course, they're not just going to go in there super easy. You have to hammer them down in there. Okay. Okay, or just have a really good grip and push them down in there. Okay. And that's what it looks like. I mean, you would hammer those even further in. They would go the full length. But I'm just putting them in there to store so that if I ever want to put this on another gun or put it back on this gun, I can. Okay, let's put this away. I have a little Ziploc bag here with all my little parts that I'm not using on my gun. All right, that does a couple of things for me. What that does is it removes the front sight. It removes that front swivel up here so it doesn't rattle if I don't have a sling mounted to it. It also takes that little sling piece out of this, and it keeps that out of my way because I'm not attaching a sling to the weapon in the front and the back. I have a single point sling mount right here that I plan to use with my single point sling, so I do not need this point or this point. So just take them off and don't worry about it. You could leave it on, or you could take it off, or if one of yours breaks and you need to replace it, there it is. You can go ahead and do that. But for me, I'm going to be using my single point sling for my M4, and so I needed to take those off, and I figured I'd show you how to do that. It's so simple. All right, well, thank you for coming out and checking out this video. I hope you learned something. If you want to subscribe, go ahead and click on subscribe up there. And remember, guys, whenever you're on the airsoft field, play safe.